Don't let this live stream fool you one bit. We know exactly what's going on here. I know that Atlanta has been facing a lot of backlash, F the streets, all of these crazy things going on, the bot allegations, Young Thug, 21 Savage, Gunna, everything from Atlanta has completely gone out of control. And Drake can no longer use Atlanta to his benefits. And this live stream is just to kick off what he's going to do to further his career, to keep himself relevant and trying to get ahead of the curve while ditching Atlanta at the same time. And that's right. I believe that Drake is ditching Atlanta and is now looking for a new place to take over, a new sound to colonize. And this time around, it looks like he's going to do it with Memphis. And what other way to kick it off than to do a live stream with a Memphis influencer, a Memphis comedian, live streamer, however you want to spin it. Ben the Don has been somebody that's been vocal for Drake and is a Memphis, Tennessee native, at least from Memphis. I'm not sure what city, but he is a native of Memphis. Drake's father is also somebody that's connected to Memphis. And this is where we're at right now. Now, Drake does have ties in Memphis. Like I said, his father is originally from Memphis, but he wasn't born there. We all know that Drake is Canadian, but he always tries to act like Memphis is his second home, surprisingly, because Houston is actually his second home. You know, all these places are his second home. That's what he says all the time. You know, Atlanta's my second home. Houston's my second home. But whatever is convenient for him. Now it's convenient for him to say that Memphis is his second home. And it's not because of his father. It's because of the sound. It's because of the music. It's because of the colonization that people talk about that Drake does when he uses city to city, when he uses state to state to generate a sound or to stay relevant with the times or to use other artists and places, their places that they grew up in to stay relevant in music, to make sure he don't fall off. Like we all know, Atlanta has been going through a lot of things. And I don't think Atlanta's scene right now is as profitable as it would be if everything was just fixed. Right now, they're all going through multiple things. They're all saying F the streets. Drake just said F it all. Let's go to another street. Let's go to another state. He said F the whole state and decided to go with Memphis. And what's funnier is that in this clip, Ben the Don is telling Drake, you are not connected with Memphis at all. The only person connected to Memphis in general is your father.
Outland Mall. Like I was
That Shiesty said that.
No.
I was at Raleigh Spring Mall in the 8.
Well, me and Shiesty like this. Shiesty might be my cousin.
Shiesty fuck with you because of me.
No, that's not.
And that's exactly what I'm saying. Now, all of a sudden, he wants to cater to Memphis. He wants to cater to the Memphis artists. He wants to go and say that Pooh Shiesty is his cousin, is his brother. I don't know their relationship behind the scenes, but I haven't heard him mention Shiesty since Shiesty's been locked up. Shiesty's been locked up for 3 years. He barely got out this year. And now all of a sudden you're cool with Memphis and you're saying that you and him are like that. I don't believe it, bro. Seems like you gave up on Atlanta because they're scrambling right now. They're confused. They're in shambles. And you decided to leave and go to Memphis.
True. You good because I'm good.
Call Shiesty right now and ask him who's more connected in Memphis right now.
I'm about to. And he going to say your daddy.
Okay.
Now that is crazy, right? Ben the Don just said straight up, your dad's more connected to Memphis than you are. Well, because Drake's dad grew up there. Drake didn't grow up there. Drake grew up with his mom in Canada. But now he sees all the politics that are going on with Atlanta, and he took a step back. He never talked about the politics. It's not like he could, right? It's not like he could chime in and say what he wants to say about Atlanta. But isn't it funny how the minute that things become inconvenient in the hip-hop scene in Atlanta, he starts to focus on Memphis, and he starts to cater to Pooh Shiesty, one of the biggest artists to come out from Memphis, other than other artists. Right now, we're just talking about Pooh Shiesty because he just got out of jail. And he starts to cater to artists from Memphis. They talk about Pooh Shiesty here, right? Well, let's not forget that Pooh Shiesty had made a song where he name drops Kendrick and Drake at the same time. He had made a song called First Day Out. On this record, he actually name drops Kendrick and Drake towards the end. He says, if my Drake jam on me, we beefing, I'm going to turn Kendrick Lamar. And when I first heard this song, when I first heard this record, this lyric, I thought that Drake would get upset at Pooh Shiesty. But maybe this is Drake's way of saying, hey, let's just be friends here. Let me get ahead of the curve. Let me try to be mutual friends with Pooh Shiesty. Let me still let them know that I still rock with Memphis. I don't want them to turn my back on me because it's not a good look that Pooh Shiesty, one of the biggest artists out there, is name dropping Drake, saying that if my Drake jam, we beefing like I'm Kendrick Lamar because I'm going to take you out, just like Kendrick did, just like he did to Drake. Like I said, the connections that Drake has with Memphis because of his father, I think he just wants to get ahead of this one so that way Memphis, the place where his dad comes from, doesn't turn his back on him. Like Drake has gotten the key to the city. He's been with the people in Memphis. But like I said, it's only convenient for him. He only says this place is like my second home. every single time he needs something from the city. Again, there's a reason why he has a Texas ID and not a Memphis ID. That's just what I'm saying, bro. Of course, Pooh Shiesty has came out and talked about this. He had already saw the clip and reacted to it. They were doing this live stream in real time where Pooh Shiesty went on Instagram and responded, tagging Drake, tagging Ben the Don, and he said, "I love both of y'all. Both of y'all good anywhere in Memphis." So I know that Drake is calculating. I know Drake is trying to plot, trying to move from one state to another after Atlanta's going through what it's going through. Let's just settle in Memphis. Let me get good with the rappers in Memphis. Let me show them some love so that way we could benefit off each other, so I could benefit off of them, off of the state. It's a clearer play if I ever saw one. How convenient is it for you to do this after the last place you colonized is already going back and forth with each other in the rap scene? Let's just switch the scenery. And I don't think Pooh Shiesty should just be cool with Drake just because Drake wants to be cool with him, because Drake doesn't even want to play Pooh Shiesty's music. How can Pooh Shiesty be cool with Drake like this when on the same live stream, Drake can't even play Pooh Shiesty's song all the way through without cutting it off because he's scared to hear his name drop with Kendrick's name? This clip right here, the same clip where he says that Shiesty is like his cousin, he's playing Pooh Shiesty's song, FDO, First Day Out. And before it could even get to this line right here in front of the screen, he cuts it off. So you're saying you and Shiesty are cool, but the minute that you hear his song, you can't play it all the way through because you're afraid of what it says towards the end? How are you and Shiesty cousins, but you're going to cut off the record before it says your name? Talking about we beefing, I'm going to turn Kendrick Lamar if my Drake jam. To me, that's a play on words, right? Drake, Draco, jam on me, we beefing, I'm going to turn Kendrick Lamar. But this is Pooh Shiesty saying that Kendrick Lamar is the winner. I'm going to beat you like Kendrick did. So if you're so cool with Shiesty, how come you're not letting the song play all the way through? And to me, I think, we'll keep it alleged, I think that Drake is looking at this. I'm losing control over here in Memphis. When Pooh Shiesty says a lyric like this, it could trickle down. Other artists from the city, other artists from the state could start referencing me the same way. And then it's just going to grow into its own thing. People are going to start using the battle and start saying that I lost, start saying that Kendrick beat me. If we beef and I'm going to turn Kendrick Lamar, that's going to trickle down and grow out of hand. And I think Drake wants to befriend Pooh Shiesty, wants to befriend Memphis, regain that trust, regain that connection, because he doesn't want to lose that type of control that he had on the city. That's what I think what's going on here. It's not that he wants to be close to Pooh Shiesty. It's not because he's saying that Pooh Shiesty's his cousin. He doesn't want rappers like Pooh Shiesty or other rappers from Memphis to take the disrespect out of hand. Because it starts with this line right here. Pooh Shiesty just got out. He's making these records. But it's only a matter of time before other artists, either in the same state or other state, that start taking the same movement, that start referencing the battle in their lyrics. This is something that I think Drake is trying to get ahead of. What other way to get ahead of the situation than to befriend the people that are already using the lyrics? He didn't say nothing too crazy. Let me step in so that way it doesn't get too overboard. It doesn't get out of hand. I don't think this stream was just for no reason. I don't think that it was revolving around Memphis, having a dude from Memphis. I don't think it was all just for nothing. I think it was because he knows that Atlanta is going through something right now with the whole F the street situation. Let me just go to a whole other street. Let me just go to a whole other state where my father has a little bit of history. Maybe right here, I could figure things out. And also at the same time, put out the fire before it gets worse. Let me just try to control this part of the rap scene while I could. That's what I think, bro. I think that he's moving. He's going to use Memphis. He's going to try to use their sound, use their artists. The spot's hot over there in Atlanta. And I think this is what he's doing now. Either that or he doesn't want Pooh Shiesty to mention him in any more songs. But y'all can tell me how you feel about this in the comments. Y'all can tell me how you feel about this in the comment section. I appreciate everybody that's out there. I hope everybody has a happy holiday. Hope everybody has a good Christmas Eve, Xmas, whatever you're celebrating. I hope you enjoy it with your family. I'm grateful for everybody that's on here. Appreciate everybody that's been rocking with the channel. Thank you so much. Cheers to you and your loved ones. Merry Christmas to you and yours, bro. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video, man. Peace. Keep it a legend.